All right, we're live. Testing, testing, testing. All right, kids. So it is MOTU Mondays again. Look at that. It's MOTU Mondays again already. Oh, how the time flies. And, oh man, that is tight. I'm setting up my second iPhone so that I can see your comments. Ones that are nice. I hope. Yeah. All right. So today on MOTU Mondays, we're going to be opening up our poll winners, Fang and Webstor. We had a couple of other polls, but yeah, we went with this one. Still no sketchbook, Figs. Still no sketchbook, Figs. Maybe next week. Maybe next week. Something tells me I'm going to have to just do it on my own and not ask anybody to vote. But you know, there you go. So we're gonna give it a few minutes, let folks show up, those that wish to. I have been watching Olympic curling lately. I don't know if anybody has caught any of the Olympics, but it's phenomenal. I love watching the Olympics. I like. I just, I kind of like getting into what the Olympics are all about. All of the teamwork and the pageantry and just celebrating the athleticism of our species, I guess. If that's you know how to put it. But yeah, I like the Olympics. I love watching them. I try to catch a little bit of the Olympics every year, and so I just I gotta put my phone on silent, or you guys are gonna hear alerts while I'm doing this, and that will suck. It's got buttons going on, lighting on. Okay, I don't know what that did, but we'll see. Suppose we'll find out the hard way. Okay. All right, so just a few more minutes. I think I'll wait until 7 after, and then we're gonna start opening our Fang and Webstor. Kind of sounds like a sitcom right there. Fang and Webstor. Right? Sounds like a good one. Might have some small people in it. I don't know. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But yeah. So I almost didn't get Webstor. I was going to pass on him because I already have the Origins Webstor and I have the Masterverse Webstor. And yeah, so speaking of Masterverse, so crazy things are going on in the MOTU universe, right? They're putting Masterverse on pause, is what Pixel Dan's reporting shows. So it's on pause, right? Which means they're not going to be doing any anytime soon. But if they decide to do some, it'll be later. And who knows? They might. The thing about it though is it's weird to me because these MOTU Chronicles figures that they're doing for the movies, they're 6.5 inch. They're not 6 inch. Like, I don't understand what the heck is wrong with just going 6 inch. Like, seriously, like make my figures match my Marvel Legends, and I'm gonna be a happy guy. Like, I am. I'm gonna be happy if I can just match my Marvel Legends. Um, and they just don't want to do that for me. It's evil. They're horrible. But yeah, I mean, there's some really good stuff coming out very shortly. I I I am going to say this much though. The thing that I am the most excited for are those little mini MOTU figures that are like basically like the old classic He-Man figures, but like they're like 3.5 inch tall. I'm like, dude, those are so good looking. Um, there were some really good showings. I hate to say this, but I think Super 7 has some of the stuff that I'm the most excited about. It's kind of crazy because I have this love hate relationship with Super 7. They drive me nuts. They're so stupidly expensive, but some of the 3 3/4 figures that they have coming out right now are phenomenal looking. They've got Ninja Turtle ones. I mean, dude, that Shredder looks so good. I can't wait to see Krang done up in that scale. They've got like the Foot Soldier, and I think it was Donatello and Raphael that they showed. Hopefully, they have all 4 of the turtles in the first wave. But knowing Super 7, that's not going to happen. They're going to like spread it out over 2 waves. Um, but I am excited because they announced more of the Universal Monster or what is it, 4 1/4? Yeah, I think it's like 4 1/4 or 4 3/4. I don't know. GI Joe size Universal Monster figures. I've got all 3 of the ones that they released. The creature from the Black Lagoon, uh, the Wolfman, and Dracula. And this next wave that they're putting out, it's going to be the Mummy, the Bride of Frankenstein, and Frankenstein. And I'm like, yay! All right. The only thing I don't like about the Frankenstein one is that they cut his coat in the at the middle section, and I feel like they should have done his coat the way that they did this the Destro that they recently just did, where he's got like a winter coat on, because it's kind of perfect. He's got like a soft good plastic coat that goes over his articulation, and it works out really well. So yeah. All right, so it's 7:08. Uh, thank God it's not 6:07. Hey. And so we're gonna start taking a look at these guys. I'm gonna push Webster over here. We're gonna take a look at Fang Man first because he's a little lesser known. I definitely like was interested in him the second they showed him. I was just like, dude, he kind of looks awesome. Um, I had to go back and watch the cartoon that he was in, the Time Corridor. Like, I guess Skeletor goes back and tries to stop, when they were building Castle Grayskull and stuff. Um, Good episode, just like all of the other uh, originals. It's cheesy and hokey a little bit, but it works out pretty good. And includes the Infinity Wheel. Oh, 'cause that's a wheel. That's not a good wheel. I don't know who designed that wheel, but it's not wheel good. But anyways, that is some pretty good artwork, though. I do like that. That's cool. I want one of these dragons. I hope they make a dragon. That'd be tight. They probably won't, but that would be awesome. Speaking of vehicles, did anybody see that Roton? Holy cow! That Roton that they made for the core series is what they're calling it from the new movie. It looks pretty good. It looks fun. It's pretty cool. Um, and here's something that I kind of noticed. So like the the core series ones are 5.5 inches, right? So it's kind of like in the same scale as Origins figures, right? So you could probably use your Origins figures with some of these vehicles and stuff. But the 6.5 inch figures will probably also work with those vehicles that are coming out. And something tells me they did that on purpose, trying to make sure that, you know, people can have what they want in both, you know, directions. So yeah, I mean, like, I think that's going to be pretty cool. Like, I don't know. I look forward to seeing it. Something tells me these toys are going to be cheap and terrible. At least the core series ones, they are potentially going to be not so great. But who knows? They could pleasantly surprise us. The cartoon collection I kind of poo-pooed on when it first came out, and I was like, why are we getting these again? Didn't Super 7 already do this? Blah, 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 blah. And then when they came out, I was like, oh, well, I guess I'm all in. So, you know, it's funny how that kind of works out. The second you start messing around with them and you have them in hand, you're like, all right, I see what the cool thing is. Hey, Rickster, what's going on, man? Reptilax is the same mold as Fangman. He is, and you are not wrong. Although it doesn't look like we get a tail on him. So he's like a tailless Reptilax with different feet. But I don't think that's a bad thing. And I mean, we get a new top, and the crotch piece is different. I feel like these bracers are different too. Yeah, I think it's mostly just the head too. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I don't know. He still looks good though. He's blue. I like blue figures. I don't know what's wrong with me. We got a whole lot of blue going on here. You know, blue and blue. Hopefully they don't blow. All right, so we're gonna pop these open. Let's see. I'm not trying to save the thing. Future tense. I'm pretty sure we've gotten this comic in several different forms. But that's okay. We're going to take a look at it anyways. And here we go. We got him out. Their usage of the plastic rubber band things is just bothersome sometimes. Like, it's just like seriously, like, just make the mold, this thing, hold them and keep them pressed up against, you know, themselves in the, you know, against the plastic, and they'll be okay. It always cracks me up how they scrunch up their legs too, so that they can like fit them better in the packaging. So, all right, so we got him out. We're gonna move that on out the way. And I'm going to bring that up. And we're going to check out his little wheel of, what the hell did they call it? The wheel of, includes the Infinity Wheel. He's the evil fanged minion of Skeletor. Because Skeletor doesn't have any other evil fanged, you know, they're all good fanged. There. Look, special effects. Ah, very nice. He's gonna tip over. He's gonna tip over. Ah, got this little buzzsaw thing here to prop up my thingamaboober. It's like, it's funny, like my photo stand is like just, they're like brothers. Maybe they are brothers. You never know, Rick. They could be. You know, it's possible. You know, all the other stuff that they do in MOTU. Who knows? I mean, Skeletor's He-Man's uncle. So, I mean, you know, you got weird family vibes going all the time. So, he looks pretty good. I like him. You can take off his outfit. Let's see how easy this is. Is it easy? It doesn't look like it's on there pretty good. We'll pop him apart at the waist. Wow, that is. I'm gonna have to. I think I'm gonna have to pull out an arm. Yep. I need better leverage. Let's see. Wow. Yeah, that's tight. That's real tight. That's what she said. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Got it. So I mean that pops off. Now let's see. Let's see what Fang Man looks like without his pretty little shirt on. Oh no, he's naked. I mean, not bad actually. He looks pretty dope. You could always get him as an extra and use him as like an extra monster somewhere. That's pretty decent. I like the wrist bracers. That's pretty good. I don't like that like I hate how like sometimes they're separate and sometimes they're part of the sculpt. Sometimes they're painted and sometimes they're not. Like I hate that. Like just make them separate so that they don't lose their paint. All right, hang on. I'm gonna put his clothes back on. Let's see how easy this is. It's probably not. Man. Although this is the first time I've seen them do a shirt like a armor like this. So who knows? Maybe this is a good thing. It was really tight though. Like I hope this goes back on. Oh, pretty easy actually. Not bad. All right. I was a naysayer, but now I'm not. I no longer am saying nay. Let's see how we get these in there. There we go. Not bad, not bad. Let's boop his butt back on. Ah, QC. Come on now. That's bogus. I hate sloppy painting on my figures. Makes me sad. Man. With that shirt on, it's really tight in there. All right, let's pop his head back on. He doesn't come with any weapons or anything. Just the mini comic and the infinity wheel. It don't roll. Nope, no rolling there. There, we'll plop him back up here. We're gonna put the infinity wheel in his hand. Oh, maybe. All right, there we go. All right, we got the infinity wheel in his hand. He looks mean. He's gonna mean mug you. All right, so there's that. Let's see. I got to show the paper thing because it's, what if it's like somebody new and they're checking out things and they're like, man, this guy just doesn't show everything. All right, so we're going to show everything. These are all the grayed out parts are the parts that pop apart. He did. He only appeared in one Filmation episode. You are correct, Stargroove. Yeah, just one, only one. That is how much Mattel is milking the hell out of the MOTU Filmation series. They are milking the living crud. But you know what? Honestly, I'm not opposed to it. I kind of like that we're getting some of these figures of characters that we never originally got. Like getting what was it, Koldar, the guy, the warrior guy that had the gold outfit on and the horns on his helmet and all that stuff. He was pretty cool. Is the same one as Strong Arm? Strong Arm. Same one as Strong Arm. You mean? Do you mean Fisto? Strong Arm? I don't know who Strong Arm is. But he does bear a lot of resemblance. Like the head is the same sculpt as one of our other figures. You know what? Is it Reptilex? I think it's Reptilex. I think Rick's right. But the Reptilex figure, I want to say the pupils are not painted on. so he looks a little different. Um, but yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. I mean, we got a bunch of different cartoon characters that were like deep cuts so far. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The what was the frog guy? I didn't get him. I wanted to, but I didn't. I slept too late and I missed the pre-order for him. Frogmonger. Frogmonger. It was one of those like deep cuts, like strong arm became Strongor for the classic collection. Spiked mohawk. I am unfamiliar. So he was in classics, huh? I do not know. I didn't. I wasn't collecting during classics. I had fallen out of collecting and stuff like that, and I was broke most days. So now I have a big boy job. Last few years, and my wife is extremely supportive and wonderful person because of it. She deals with my man babyism very, very patiently, very, very patiently. um, and I appreciate the living heck out of it. I'm starting to become a bit of a toy hoarder though, and I got to start doing something about cleaning up my collection area. I'm not even setting up my figures anymore. I'm just kind of putting them in this pile lately, where my castles and stuff are set up. So I'm actually going to be stowing my Turtles of Grayskull figures and setting up my Horde faction collection under there. That way, I can make more room for all of the MOTU figures, like the mainline MOTU figures. And I mean, it's going to be like some origin figures and some cartoon classic, cartoon, collection figures. You had a subscription to the classics for 2010. Nice. See, and I remember when that started, and I was like, I should do this, but I was like, I want to say the girlfriend that I was with at the time, she was just like, she was not. No, wait, no. 2010 was when I first met my wife. Yeah, she probably wouldn't have. I probably wouldn't have gotten married if I was collecting. Haha, I tricked her. Frogmonger and Red Shadow are characters from the Cell stickers. Yeah. Was Red Shadow, was he in that? I don't even remember if he was in that, but I know that like Red Shadow is definitely kind of one of those weird deep cuts. Uh, is he's part of the whole Powers of Grayskull thing. I'm still irked that we haven't gotten an Eldor yet. It's like they're trying to keep us interested until they don't need us. Oh, excuse me. It's like they're trying to keep us interested in Powers of Grayskull, and they're not giving us Eldor until they're like all done, and that's going to be annoying as heck. Yes, he was. He was biting the cell bar. All right, I will take your word for that. I'm going to have to take a look at that later. But yeah, I believe you, Rick. Um, I know you know your MOTU. I Yeah, it's funny. Like when I saw Frogmonger, I was like, "Oh, that is so cool." Um, I don't know. I'm a little. I'm kind of disappointed by Toy Fair this year because of how limited the Masters of the Universe stuff was. There was no Masterverse because they're putting it on pause. They didn't show any Origin stuff. I mean, I'm assuming we're going to see some of that stuff at San Diego Comic Con, but they're mostly going to focus on the movie for 2026. And I mean, I get that you got to strike while the iron is hot and all of that good stuff, but I'm assuming we're still going to get some Mattel Creations stuff. I mean, they gotta. They can't just like cut us off. Like that's not cool. Like, what if we need that? What if we're addicted? Oh, 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 wait. I can't check it on there. Damn it. I see your post into the group chat. Rick. I'm gonna have to take a look at it later. But because if I switch over to it, it's gonna like pause the stream, and that would be rude of me. But yeah, okay, so definitely awesome. But yeah, it they've got some cool stuff coming out for the movie. Like I said, like that Roton looked pretty awesome. That's kind of cool. I like how like when you twist it, the seat stays upright. But yeah, I love what they're doing there. The Battle Cat stuff. The It's cool that like the core the kids line has some features in it because like Battle Cat, like I want to say he roars and makes sounds when you press one of his spikes down. I mean, that's awesome. That's great. Like we haven't had stuff like that in MOTU for a long time. So, I mean, I might actually pick up some of the kids line stuff. I'll definitely probably get some for my nephews. Although my one nephew, he does not seem to be digging the barbarian look. I got him into the CGI He-Man stuff, and yeah, he doesn't. I brought him a Skeletor the other day, and he was completely uninterested. so sometimes you win, sometimes you don't. Freaking kids. But all right, so we're gonna move him off to the side, and we're gonna look at Webstor. Um, I love the this card back, the bluer with Castle Grayskull and stuff. I don't mind the red one that they have. Like I don't mind this one at all. Like it looks good, but I like this one better. This is a little bit more classic, right? It's hey Rowdy, what's going on? How you doing? Yeah, we're looking at some He-Man stuff. You know, I don't know if He-Man's your jam, but this is my jam. We got Webstor and Fang Man. You know, and all that new He-Man stuff that's coming out for the movie. We've been talking about that a little bit too. Uh, I am still disappointed that I have not seen Orko in the trailer. I don't know if I've mentioned this before or not, but I hear that he shows up in the movie, but there's like one scene, I guess. And what I'm guessing is it's probably a post credits scene. Rowdy says, I don't have any MOTU, but the movie stuff kind of it does look good. The collector line looks really nicely detailed. I kind of like, I know they're really pushing this whole thing where it's like, he can unholster his sword. That's kind of cool. Even Masterverse didn't have butterfly joints, and those do, and that looks pretty good. Like I don't know. I'm kind of excited. Like there's a lot of like see-through plastic inlays, like He-Man's armor, the cross on it. Which, and I'm gonna say this much: I'm glad they didn't go with that he symbol thing. I hate that. It's the corniest looking thing ever. But I'm glad that they went back to the Iron Cross thing. But the He-Man's Iron Cross thing has like a bit of a see-through effect to it. And I guess like Pixel Dan was saying that uh, Battle Cat's eyes do that. Kind of like if you got the Masterverse, the last Masterverse, or no, not the last one, the one before the last one, because the last Masterverse Merman did not have the glass eyes. He was more of a he resembled the original Origins figure or original vintage figure. But the one right before that they did, because they did like four different mermen. They did they did the one from Revolution, or I'm sorry, Revelation, and then they put him in armor because everybody was pissed that he didn't come with any armor or anything. And then they did that the new Eternia one, and the new Eternia one is the one that I like a lot. But he's got these glass eyes that kind of follow you. It's really cool looking. I hope they do that more with more of these figures. But yeah, so Webstor is being touted as seen on the Cat and the Spider. Uh, I do not remember that episode. I'm gonna have to start watching these episodes before I do this. It might take a little bit out of me though. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes it's hard to watch those. Actually, you know what? He-Man's not too bad. She-Ra is a little bit cheesier. That one is harder for me to watch. Uh, it's fine though. I tried to get my daughter into She-Ra, and she was just not having it. She was like, "Nah." I'm looking forward to. The rumor is that Amazon is going to be doing a live action She-Ra series, and I'm hoping that that comes true. This was part of some of the announcements that came out back when this most recent version of the He-Man movie got its most recent rumors, because right, we've been waiting for another He-Man movie for freaking 30 years now, I think. but but yeah, like I'm stoked. All of the Masters of the Universe stuff that's coming out, it's just making me giddy. Like I just I don't know what it is, man. Masters of the Universe is just my sweet spot when it comes to collecting. Like I've been kind of it's funny, I've been aging out of a lot of stuff in my prime old age. Like I'm there are like some of the new offerings from ToyCon or from the Toy Fair for GI Joe look phenomenal. Like some of the GI Joe, like I definitely want the Cobra Law guard. That one looks awesome. Snake Eyes' apprentice, the female Snake Eyes, basically, she looks awesome. That one that they did, I don't remember what his name is, but he's got a cowboy hat and like the turquoise vest and stuff like that one looks freaking cool. He's a brand new character. I don't remember what the heck they're calling him, but that looks awesome too. I'm really stoked to do. But like I was saying earlier, like I think the biggest wows that I got out of Toy Fair this year came from freaking Super Seven, and I don't like giving Super Seven accolades. My wife can attest to this. I did nothing but bitch at the TV while I was watching Brian from Super Seven, like give his whole spiel about everything. Stardew. I kind of want to watch Secret of the Sword again. I haven't seen that since I was a kid at the theater. Oh wow, you saw it at the theater. Good for you, man. Your parents were awesome. Um, yeah, I watched that a little while ago. It's corny. It's corny, and there are moments where you're like, is He-Man and She-Ra gonna hook up? So I mean, you're kind of hoping that they don't, but there's a weird part of you that's like, but if they do, oh god, I don't know what's wrong with me. It's late in the day. I've been up since like 4 o'clock this morning. I had to work earlier, so um, but oh man, that's another thing that's going on in my life lately. I have a new job. I like the job. I like the job a lot. It's hard. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like there's some aspects to the job that are frustrating, I'll say, just because like the company that I'm working for, which will remain nameless on my live streams, but the company that I'm working for, I they're they're building up this business here out at this new location, and it's still relatively unorganized. It's kind of all over the place in a lot of places. I'm back doing quality. I'm I guess my title is kind of quality technician slash inventory clerk. Uh, I've never been an inventory clerk before. I've done inventory analyzing, basically diving into inventory systems and pulling up stuff. But yeah, it's definitely been interesting, and there's lots of opportunity for me to grow in this job too. So I'm digging that. But the best part about it is that it's Monday through Friday from 6 o'clock to 2:30 p.m. And it's like, oh my god, it's the best schedule I could have ever hoped for. Like 8 hours goes by like that. In fact, some days it's like, oh my god, I don't have enough time to do everything I got to do. And then it's nice because I'm off by 2, and then I can go pick up my daughter most days from school. so I get to like still be a part of my daughter's life in that aspect. Of course, Tuesdays are going to suck because I'm just going to get off work and then do nothing but driving because she's in a million things, scouts, dance, all that stuff. But yeah, it's working out really good. Sounds like a dream. I mean, it's a dream. Thanks, Rowdy. I appreciate the support. We'll see. It's only been this is week 2 of my new job. I may be bitching about it next week. So, we'll see. Hopefully not. It's working out fairly well. The pay could be better, but it's not terrible either. I'll get there. If I stay here, like I said, there's lots of opportunity for growth. So that's what we're hoping on. When I say we, I mean me and all my other personalities. So, but we're here to see me open up Webstor. Well, we already watched Fang Man get open. But yeah, we're gonna take a look at him. On the back, we've got Villan. She is a phenomenal figure. The cartoon collection version of Villan is, I think, my favorite in that scale. The Masterverse New Eternia version of Villan is my ultimate favorite out of every Villan I've ever had. And so, I'm digging that. The only thing that would make me happier, and I'm not ruling this out because Super 7 has done work with Mattel. The only thing that would make me happier is to get all of these characters in G.I. Joe Real American Hero scale, 3.75 inch figures, with the bendy waist and all of that stuff. They're making Ninja Turtle ones, and they look phenomenal. So it looks like Super 7 found a new groove, and they are running with it. And I'm kind of supportive of it. They've done some phenomenal stuff. I've always been a big fan of some of their Godzilla stuff. So and I have way too many of their like regular reaction figures, like the old school 5 points of articulation. They're great. I like them, but it's like it's hard to justify $20 a pop with some of those. A lot of times I just try to wait until they're on sale, but with those, Super 7 likes to build in rarity. So like, you wait too long, you're never gonna get it. All right, so we got the Shape of Vengeance. Yeah. All right, we're gonna take a look at this one too. I haven't done the comics yet. We'll do that after I pull these guys all out. But there is Webstor. It always makes me Webster always makes me think of Emmanuel Lewis. There's an old TV show Webster with like a little kid who was basically not a little kid. I want to say Emmanuel Lewis was like almost 30 when he did that. Or at least I think he was, by the time it ended, he was like 30 or something like that. I don't remember. Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else, but and I'm not sure if he's still alive. I think Emmanuel Lewis died already. He was a little dude. Sometimes little people like that don't do too well health wise. All right, so I will say this much: I love these monster boots that we get in the cartoon collection. I think they are really really good. They're definitely a step up from the original Origins and Vintage version. Okay, so we do have an action feature. We can wind this up. Ah, look at that. That's nice. He can't like repel across it like the Origins and Vintage version allows you to like kind of pull on the string and you can slide across it, but not so much on this one. But yeah, let's see. I'm gonna hook him on one of my lights. There you go. Ta-da! He doesn't come with his gun. I could have grabbed his gun, but I'm too lazy. And then he also comes with. All right, stop it. You stay there. He comes with this little kitty from the episode that he was in, and it's adorable. That's nice. I like it. It's not bad. But here we're gonna put him on the spindle, and I'm gonna take his armor off real quick because that's what we do. We undress our figures. We're not dolls. We're not undressing dolls. We're undressing action figures, and that comes off pretty easy. Look at that. He's all buff. Oh, I'm a spider guy. And just like all the other MOTU figures, he can pop apart. I wanted to check out his crotch. Sorry, I'm not trying to shove his crotch in your face or nothing. I just wanted to see if like he has the some of the, especially with the crossover Thundercat figures, the legs are made to be able to come off easier. These will still come off. If you throw them in hot water, you can pull apart pretty much every joint. Do be careful at the elbow because there are pins. You just don't see the pins, right? And you will destroy your figure's elbow if you are not careful. They are You can do it, but there's some degree of you just have to be okay with the fact that you're destroying it. But yeah, it pops kind of back on fairly easy. A lot of the newer figures, they've got good armor, reclosure. Not like a lot of the old He-Man figures where like if they had like the softer goods, it was almost impossible to keep their armor on sometimes. But I think they do an okay job with these ones. Honestly, I think that the cartoon collection is my favorite line that they've like come out with. I don't know. It's crazy. Like I love the Masterverse ones because of the detail. I never collected classics. I always wanted to, and every now and again I think about pulling the trigger on some classics, but I don't. And one of these days I probably will. One of these days. But yeah, here we'll put these guys together like two peas in a pod. Only pea pods usually have more than two. This is the kind of crap that my wife like starts rolling her eyes at me for. It's like, oh my god, do you have to? Like, yeah, I got it. All right, well, they fell, so now I just do this. Okay, so we're gonna put him up here. But yeah, yeah, I started talking about that and I kind of trailed off. I've been watching the Olympics, and I've been getting into curling because I don't know. There's just something about curling that like strikes me as hilarious, and yet it's still kind of fun to watch. Like I don't know, like I'm a weirdo, like I collect toys for crying out loud. So Stargroove says the scene with Webster and Cobra Khan is one of the things I remember most about the SOTS movie. That or sword, the sword of what the hell was it? The sword or the secret of the sword. Yeah, that's it. Secret of the Sword, a movie. That was the first time I saw them animated. Was it? Yeah, Webster and Cobra Khan were definitely in that one. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's like, I don't know. It's so weird when you go back and forth between the cartoon and like the action figures. I remember the first time I became aware that the cartoon was nothing like what the figures were, and I was like, but like the figures, He-Man's version of the figure was kind of awesomer, but there were still aspects of it that I wanted, like the armor was better in the cartoon. I felt stuff like that. I don't know. But yeah. And what else? Stargroove also says the crappy station that aired MOTU where I lived showed season 1 for 2 years. I never saw the second season. Ah, that's very sad, dude. You know, you can see pretty much every single one of them on YouTube now. So I mean, like, if you ever need to catch up, hit it up there. He said curling is undoubtedly the best Winter Olympic sport. I do like it's fun. It's like I was making jokes while me and my wife were watching it because we were learning all about it. Like, you know, you got to send it down the hog line, and you know, they're rocks, not stones, and you know, your last one is the hammer. And like it's like it's bocce ball but on ice. There's so much. I have a video that I've been piecing together where I was like sitting there watching it, and it's basically just me rambling about curling. I find it funny. My wife comments a little bit in there too, and like we were both having a good time. So I mean, I figure out, I'm gonna put this video out. We'll see if anybody else finds my idiocracy humorous. Or I should say idiocity, because idiocracy would be if it was you know, systematic. Um, but yeah, all right. So here's our two guys. I did promise that we were going to take a look at the comics because I got to. I am a big comic fan. I'm still waiting for the fourth issue of the what is it, the flawed sword, or the sword of flaws, I think is the name of the comic line. But the Masters of the Universe comic by Dark Horse, it's a really good, like, it's amazing, like, very 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 talented artists involved in it, like really nice looking. The storyline is pretty good. It's mature and kind of cool. I dig it. But it still has like a lot of those deep cuts and you know, like drawbacks to like the Filmation series and all the other Masters of the Universe lore that's been going on. So I highly recommend the series. I've bought issues 1 through 3 already, and I am looking forward to issue 4. I will probably try to pick up some variants if I can find them anywhere. But yeah, look at that. Excellent stuff here. I don't know who. I am assuming that's supposed to be a sorceress. I don't know if that's the sorceress. It looks like it is. I guess that is supposed to be the sorceress. Not sure why she looks like that though. And then He-Man, we've got the New Adventures He-Man, and they got the Cosmic Key. We're pulling that all in again. There was a Masters of the Universe comic series. I want to say it was being done by DC. I'm not sure. But it wasn't too long ago. It was, what do they call it? It was Masters of the Multiverse, which was pretty interesting. They had, they did a whole thing with the anti Eternia He-Man, the black one that, and he was basically going through all of the multiverses and killing every He-Man that he came across and stealing his swords. That's why that the Masterverse figure of anti Eternia He-Man comes with all of those. Like, I think he comes with like the movie Power Sword, and he comes with the New Adventures He-Man Power Sword, and a bunch of others. Because that's what he did. He keeps assuming all the other powers throughout all of the multiverses, and he's like trying to become the most powerful He-Man of all the He-Man, but he's evil, you know. So yeah, maybe they're hinting at that in here. Uh, oh, it's the brain dude. I don't remember what the heck his name was supposed to be, but I hope we get him at some point. And then the Royal Horde Guard or whatever, I believe. I'm kind of, I know it's probably a very unpopular stance to take, but I'm kind of disappointed that they're not working on a third mini series in the Kevin Smith line, because I, I will fully admit that I hated Revelation. I thought it was god awful the way they told that story. There were a million other ways they could have done that. But I loved Revolution. Revolution was really good. And if you watched Revelation and then was like, I'm out, I'm not doing this ever again, and you didn't watch Revolution, I would suggest going back and watching Revolution. It's on Netflix. If you got Netflix, look them up. But the animation in those are fantastic. That the whole anime look to them is really nice. I really like the look of the series. Um, I think that Kevin Smith pulled it back around to where it needed to be. Uh, I don't know if he originally intended to do that or if he backpedaled and kind of went to it. Here's all of the parts for Webstor that pop off. It's all in gray. You can take all of that apart. So here's the Shape of Vengeance. I like this cover. That looks good. I want to say we've seen this one before. I may have actually seen this one before. I'm not sure, but we'll show it. We'll show it. I'm not going to read it for you. You can always like do the replay later and read it all if you really want to. If you're like, I don't want the figure, but I want to read the comic. Well, here you go. There you go. You can pause it right there. There's page 2. I'm curious to see if they try to do sky sleds and the battle ram in the new movie, because I don't think I've seen it yet. But I'm hoping. Here's hoping. These are such nice illustrations. Like they're really nice and vibrant and colorful. I do I do miss the Frazetta style old comics. Those ones are really cool. I wish that that somebody would maybe do a few like that in the current day. Uh, why Skeletor is a moth? Well, I mean, I see they're using the staff of shaping, but yeah, that's great stuff. Uh, can we get that? I want to get this. The moth Skeletor moth. It's the Mothman cometh. Yeah, there we go. All right, that's the comic. And then there's your figures that were part of that wave. So yeah, that was this has been Webstor and Fangman and me rambling about Masters of the Universe. Stargroove says, "Can't wait to see Alison Brie as Evil Lynn. I loved when Meg Foster played her as well. Meg Foster did a good Evil Lynn. I think that Evil Lynn in the original movie was like the only character that they stayed, relatively faithful to. Beastman was atrocious in that movie. I'm just gonna say it. Like I hated the way they made Beastman look. He just looked awful. He looked like a bad version of a character from Big Trouble in Little China, and normally that would be a compliment, but it should not have looked like that. Blade was cool, but he wasn't he was an original character. He wasn't. I hear rumor that Blade was meant to be Triclops, but they just couldn't figure out how to do the Triclopsy eye thing, so they made Blade instead. Because Triclops is a swordsman, and then Blade is also a swordsman. And if you look, the armor is kind of almost Triclops-like. Almost. I mean, I'm stretching for it. But yeah, these are fantastic. I have a lot of the cartoon collection figures, way more than I ever anticipated collecting. It's kind of like Marvel Legends. When I started collecting Marvel Legends, I was like, I'm never gonna collect Marvel Legends. I'm just gonna get a couple, and just my favorites. And then eventually it was like, well, I clearly have to get a lot of the bad guys too. It just kept on going, and like my Marvel Legends collection is like it almost rivals my MOTU collection. Nah, I mean it's nowhere near. My MOTU collection is crazy. I got a lot of MOTU figures. I need to get shelves. I need I need to put up shelves for a lot of my MOTU collection. But it's been a little difficult. But yeah, I love these two figures. I'm looking forward to. I've got a bunch more. I think I'm going to try and do. I mean, I'm going to leave it up to you guys, but I've got Panther Man, who is currently in Walmart stores right now, and Battle Cat Man. I think I'm going to add them to the sets of figures that we can open up, and we'll see if these are ones that you guys might want to open. But I'm looking forward to opening these. I love the whole Thundercats crossover series. They were all of these were really good. I did recently see the Lion-O that they redid, because they did Lion-O originally, and then yeah, they show him here. There's a Lion-O they did with gold armor this time instead of the blue Eternian armor, and I'm gonna say this much. I think I dig the original, the first one that they did, way better than this one. The colors on him are a lot brighter, and that's just not how Lionel looks. However, the Panthro, the original Panthro, came with gold armor and weapons, and I definitely think I like this version of him better. So I may be picking that up too. We'll see. We'll see. But I love the concept of Panther Man, and Battle Cat Man. I wish we could have gotten a flocked version of him. That would have been epic. That definitely would have been epic. Uh, let's see. Stargroove says Trapjaw and Triclops are my two favorite MOTU characters. I love Trapjaw and Triclops. Triclops was one of my favorites when I was a kid. I don't know what it was about him, but I loved his sword, and I loved the eyeball that spun. I also loved the ring that he came with. That was because I had the version of him that came with the glow in the dark ring, and I got that with I think it was the comic book version that they put out of Triclops. So I had to get that ring again, because there was like a part of me, like when I lost it when I was a kid, and it drove me nuts. I used to have dreams that I found that ring. that's that's how much I loved that thing. But yeah, I missed that thing, so I had to get it. But yeah, Stargroove also says looking forward to seeing them both in the new film. I am too. Now, so they do a racial swap with Triclops, and there's a lot of like trolly people out there that are making obscene comments and stuff like that, and I don't. I try to stay away from that kind of group of folks. I to each his own. Your opinion is valid, but I just think that like you know, it's okay for some characters to have a racial swap. If you think about it, the only black representation that we ever got in Masters of the Universe was Clamchamp, and I think that was like the last wave of figures. So and so much so that that one lady who created Sunman went out and created Sunman. And I think that like creating some opportunities for inclusion are nice. It's funny because like way less people are complaining about Idris Elba playing Man at Arms, and and that just like blows my mind. It's like some people are like, "Well, I hate the racial swap," and it's like, "Well, but what about Man at Arms?" Well, but that's Idris Elba, and I agree. like like Idris Elba is like the one black guy where they were like, "We're gonna make James Bond black," and I'm like, Idris Elba would do a great job. And I was like, there was rumor that he was going to be the Doctor in Doctor Who, and I was like, hell yeah, we'll do that. Stargroup says you are not alone in those kinds of dreams. I still have dreams about finding new vintage Kenner Star Wars figures in the store. Right? Like, it's weird. Like my toy collection definitely made an impression on me as a kid. When my parents gave me all of my vintage MOTU figures, I was so happy. It was weird. I was giddy for like days on end. I still love, like, I still have my Grizzlor is almost in perfect condition. It's almost in perfect condition. Like the hair is perfect. It's not sticky anywhere. It's beautiful. And like it's so funny. Like I put it in an acrylic case because I didn't want anything to happen to it. I just that's how much, like, and people are like, well, how much you want for your vintage figures? And I'm like, first off, I'm only going to get like 30, $40 for most of these. They're all opened and they've been played with a lot. But I don't plan on selling my vintage figures ever. Like my wife and my kids, when I pass, they can sell them. I will be gone. Just, bury me with my Skeletor and I'll be happy. but but yeah, like I'm looking forward to this movie coming out because there's just going to be so much good Masters of the Universe merch. I need to get one of those power swords. Like I have to. I have a foam LARPing version of the Filmation power sword, and it's great. I've taken it to Ren Fair a couple of times, and people are like, "Yes, that is great." I'm like, "Thank you, thank you, thank you." But yeah, I gotta get the new, something of the new one. I'm sure there's gonna be some cheapy versions and some really decent versions. So yeah, I'm gonna be looking out for those. Those. I wish, I wish I could justify dropping $60 for one of the battle axes that are on Big Bad Toy Store right now, because they have some really cool looking He-Man battle axes, and I they're awesome looking. I've seen my friend Corey, who does Make Shape Create. He's got a bunch of them in his workshop, and they look fantastic. I want some of the power swords. I want at least one of those power swords. Maybe the Faker one. The Faker one looks pretty good. But yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. I'm excited. Some fun toys should be coming in the near future. All right, guys. It's been about an hour, and I uh I know some streams go way longer than this. I don't think I can, but I appreciate all of you. Star Group, thank you for being a part of the chat, man. I'm going to probably sometime before the end of tomorrow night, I'm going to post next week's poll. So don't forget to go and vote on what figures we open up next week for another MOTU Mondays. And thank you guys all for joining me. I love you all. I appreciate your viewership. You have a great night too, Star Group. I appreciate you. Your feedback and your contribution to my live stream is extremely appreciated. Um, I hope all of you have a wonderful night. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on notifications. If you feel so inclined, join as a member. I think I'm actually going to lower my membership level. I think right now it's at like $2.99. So I think I'm going to actually drop it down to I'm going to drop it to 99 cents, or maybe just a straight dollar. Just because I want to get members, and I want to start putting out members only exclusives, or members first videos and stuff like that. So we'll see. But yeah, you guys have a great night. I will see you on the next MOTU Mondays, which will be next Monday. If you didn't that's how that works. All right, see you guys later. Peace out.